This video is really about factoring. We're going to start off with multiplying binomials though. We're going to look at how we have a 5 and a 7, and 5 plus 7 is 12, and 5 times 7 is 35. Then we have a 4 plus 6, which is 10, and 4 times 6, which is 24. And remember, we talked about the multiplying with distributive property and with algebra tiles if you want to go back and look at those. Okay, here we're going to factor. So we need two numbers that add to get 14 and multiply to get 48. So sometimes you can just think of a couple right away in your head and be done with it. But whenever you're not sure, you need to come over here to this constant and find all the factors of it. And then after that, 7 is not a factor, and then 8 is, but it's already 8 and 6, so we got it listed. So we need to figure out which pair of these will add up to get 14, and it's 6 and 8, and so this ends up being x plus 6 times x plus 8. And so that's factored, so this part on the left side would be the answer. We're going to figure out factors of 3 that have a sum of 4. So the only factors of 3 are 3 and 1, and 3 plus 1 is 4, which means it factors like this. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. Negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12. Negative 5 plus negative 7 is negative 12. And negative 5 times negative 7 is positive 35. Here we're going to have factors of 12 that have a sum of 8. This is a minus sign in the middle, but because of the plus sign with a 12, that means they have to have the same sign. So these two negative signs will give us a negative right here in the middle, and a negative times a negative will be a positive. Okay, we need factors of 12. Factors of 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. And the pair that adds up to 8 is 2 and 6, and because of this negative sign, it's going to be x minus 2 and x minus 6. Here we're going to find factors of 21 that have a sum of 10. And so factors of 21 are 1 and 21. And the pair that has a sum of 10 is the 3 and 7. And again, this positive means they're both going to be the same sign. And this negative means they're both going to be negative. So it's going to be x minus 3 and x minus 7. Negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. Negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. Here we're going to have factors of 30 that have a difference of 1. When this is negative, it's going to be the difference. Whenever this is positive, regardless of this, whenever this is positive, it's going to be this sum. Factors of 30 that have a difference of 1. So factors of 30 are 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. So the pair that has a difference of 1 is 5 and 6. And because this is negative, that means the bigger number needs to be negative. So it's going to be x minus 6 and x plus 5. Here we have a negative number right here, which means these two signs will be different. We're going to have factors of 24 that have a difference of 2. Factors of 24 are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. We need the pair that has a difference of 2, which is going to be the 4 and the 6. Now when this number right here is negative, that means the bigger number needs to be negative. So this time it's going to be x minus 6 and x plus 4. Now here, negative 2 plus 5 equals 3, and negative 2 times 5 equals negative 10. Negative 3 plus 7 equals 4, and negative 3 times 7 equals negative 21. Okay, now because of the negative sign, that means we're going to have opposite signs over here. So we're going to have x plus something and we're going to have x minus something. This means we're going to have factors of 32 that have a difference of 4. So the pair that has a difference of 4 is 4 and 8. Because this is positive, the bigger number is positive, so we're going to have x plus 8 and x minus 4. Your factors of 60 that have a difference of 7.
91, 60, 2, 130, 3, 20, 4, 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10.
So out of all those pairs, we need the pair that has a difference of 7, which is 5 and 12. And because this number right here, the middle number, the x coefficient is positive, that means the bigger of the pair needs to be positive. So it's going to be x plus 12 and x minus 5.